John, I think we need to talk. Margaret's voice cut through the quiet of our kitchen like a knife. 40 years of marriage had taught me to recognize every nuance of her tone, every flicker of hesitation. But today, I couldn't place it. The fluorescent light above us hummed, filling the room with an uneasy stillness. I froze mid-step, clutching the coffee pot, the steam curling into the tense air between us. Talk about what? I asked cautiously, my heart thudding with an uncharacteristic dread. Her eyes avoided mine, scanning the patterned linoleum, tracing invisible cracks. I've been thinking maybe we should open our marriage. The word struck me like a thunderclap. 40 years. 40 years of shared mornings, sleepless nights, scraped knees and tear-streaked cheeks, of laughter that echoed through decades. And she wanted that? My mind refused to anchor itself. I wanted to laugh, to cry, to scream, all at once. I wanted to understand why. Open our marriage? I echoed, my voice barely a whisper. My chest tightened. You mean see other people? Yes, she admitted softly, almost apologetically. I don't know, John. Maybe it's natural. Maybe we've stagnated. I nodded, pretending to absorb her words. But inside a storm was brewing. Stagnation? After a lifetime of love, of sacrifices, of mornings spent spooning coffee into the mug that matched mine, of nights whispering secrets in the dark? I swallowed hard, my stomach twisting. The next few days passed in a surreal haze. Margaret moved around the house like a stranger, her laughter lighter, her glances longer than they had been in years, occasionally distracted by her phone. She was polite, careful, but an almost imperceptible distance hovered around her, and I noticed everything. One evening, I was putting dishes away when a notification pinged on her phone, carelessly left unlocked. I hesitated, guilt washing over me. But curiosity, a cold, sharp curiosity, overpowered restraint. The messages were brief, innocuous on the surface. Had a great lunch today. Can't wait to see you. Call me later. But something in the way she responded, her excitement, her secrecy, made my chest pound. I confronted her later that night, my hands trembling. Who's this? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Margaret's face went pale. It's just a friend, John. Nothing more. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to swallow the gnawing suspicion, the searing suspicion clawing at my heart. But the gut feeling was insistent. The scent of betrayal lingered like smoke in the room, unshakable. Weeks went by, and little cracks grew into chasms. She started returning late from walks, her explanations vague and rehearsed. I began leaving work early, tracing her footsteps silently, driven by a mixture of fear and a desperate need for truth. One afternoon, I followed her to a quiet cafe on the edge of town. She was laughing, truly laughing, with a man I didn't know. They didn't notice me, lost in their own world, their hands brushing against each other in ways that made my chest ache with disbelief. When I confronted her that evening, the confrontation was quiet, almost ceremonious. John, I didn't want you to find out this way, she said, her voice breaking. I never stopped loving you. But you stopped being honest with me. I whispered, tears stinging my eyes. I trusted you everything. And now, my voice cracked, a dam breaking inside me. Everything is gone. She stepped closer, reaching for my hand. I pulled away, the gesture small but final. For a moment, the room was silent, heavy with the weight of decades now fractured. I walked to the living room, sat on the worn armchair we had picked together in the late 70s, and stared at the photograph on the mantel. Us, young, radiant, oblivious to betrayal. A sharp pain coursed through me, a mix of grief, anger, and disbelief. I realized then that love doesn't always end with fireworks or reconciliation. Sometimes it ends with quiet heartbreak, with knowing the person who held your soul in their hands could also hurt you most profoundly. Margaret knelt beside me, voice trembling. John, I'm so sorry. I looked at her, really looked, and finally understood that our marriage wasn't just broken. It was evolving into something I couldn't recognize. Forgiveness might come someday, or it might not. But the man I was now, standing in the ruins of trust, was forever changed. I whispered into the emptiness, more than myself and her. 40 years, and it all comes down to this. And in that moment, the house felt vast and hollow, echoing with all the memories that no longer belonged to us alone.